Hello everyone, I am back again. This is Tanya Denise with Sacred Silhouette, and I am your refiner coach. I help single kingdom women transform into sacred kingdom wives. Welcome to the channel. If you are new, welcome back if you are a faithful listener. So God put this on my heart to release this teaching to those who are struggling to apologize. Last week I released a word regarding some of you will receive an apology and some of you will need to apologize, right? And so I gave the reasoning there. You can go back and listen to that word if you need to. But today I am teaching on what happens when you apologize, okay? So when you are the one to apologize, it just gives a totally different dynamic on the relationship. For one, it shows that you can take accountability. So if you are one and you are waiting to be a wife, if you're asking God to make you a wife, you have to be one that is okay with apologizing, knowing that you don't have to be right all the time, and there's room for you to make mistakes. Like, you're not perfect, okay? So I will say, when you apologize first to your husband, to your future husband, God ordained husband, however you want to call it, it restores respect, okay? So let's say you have a manly man, okay, a masculine man. Masculine men highly value respect. And so when you apologize for something that you've done wrong, it reassures him that you have respect for his feelings. A lot of time some women forget that just because they are men, that they don't have feelings. Like, some women feel like men are robots and they don't feel a thing. Just because they're not as expressive as a woman, it doesn't mean that they don't hurt. Okay, so when you apologize, it just restores that respect. Okay, it lets them know that, okay, she realized that I'm a human and I have feelings too. Next thing apologizing does is builds trust. Owning up to mistakes shows maturity and honesty, strengthening the foundation of trust in your relationship. So you want to be emotionally mature. You want to have a mature and healthy communication, and also trust in the relationship. Because if somebody is walking around and they feel like they're always right, who is going to want to communicate with them? Nobody wants a Miss Perfect, because nobody is perfect. The only one that walked this earth that was perfect was Jesus, okay? So when you are able to admit that you're wrong, and apologize for that and change your behavior, it builds trust. They will feel like they can trust you. And I will say this, I'm going to be totally honest with you. When you apologize and have to admit that you're wrong, it's going to feel uncomfortable, but it's going to be so worth it. It's going to do so much for your relationship. So what it is that's not wanting you to apologize is pride. Actually, just being honest, it's the pride and the ego that doesn't want you to humble yourself and say and admit that you're wrong. All right, so we're going to continue with what apologizing does to your relationship. So next, it encourages emotional safety. Okay, men may not always express their emotions openly, but when you apologize, it creates a safe space for him to be vulnerable and open with you. I don't know if you're in Future Kingdom Wife Life. However, we talked about love a few nights ago. And one of the verses in 1 Corinthians 13, starting at verse 4, it says, love is a safe place of shelter. So when they see you as a safe space of shelter, that is a form of love. If somebody can see you as being safe with their emotions, with their feelings, and they know that whatever they share with you, that you're not going to bring it up again, oh baby, you are in there. You are expressing love. Because some men do not have a safe place to go to express themselves. And so with that being his woman, his future wife, or his wife, and he can open up to her, and knowing that she will not judge him for what he's saying or how he's feeling, baby, you are a safe space, okay? And so especially if you apologize. So when you apologize, you're being open. You're the one being open and vulnerable first. So if you're being open and vulnerable first, that is opening the door for them to be open and vulnerable as well. And you can have each other as a safe space. All right. Next thing that apologizing does is demonstrates accountability. So when you apologize, you're demonstrating accountability. A relationship thrives when both partners take responsibility for their actions. Apologizing sets a standard for accountability and integrity. Next is preventing resentment. Unresolved hurt can lead to resentment when it damages intimacy. A sincere apology, not just sorry, not just my bad, but you're really going internally and realizing like what you did wrong, and just you can even give your logic of what you were thinking at the time you did what you did, right? But when you do that with a sincere apology, it clears the air and fosters emotional closeness. Baby, we want the closeness, the safe space. You don't want, just that man to be a safe space for you. You want to be a safe space for him. And we just talked about that. So the next thing apologizing does is it models healthy communication. A strong relationship requires both partners to communicate effectively. Apologizing teaches both of you how to handle conflict with love and maturity. It's all about maturity. It's all about being able to communicate. Just do it. just do it. Just do it. It'll feel raw in the beginning. You'll feel super vulnerable and uncomfortable because that may not be something that you're used to, but it'll be worth it. Last thing that apologizing does in a relationship is you'll be able to show you value the relationship because you're putting your pride to the side. When you apologize, you're showing that the relationship matters more than just being right, proving your commitment to make it work. So I can only imagine how many relationships have been broken up because someone didn't want to humble themselves and apologize. Easy fix, but it's hard sometimes for people to admit when they're wrong. In this quote unquote, I'm perfect, I'm right, you're wrong. It's time for us to be humble and apologize and communicate and give sincere apologies. So what does a sincere apology looks like? It looks like you can apologize to a person without blaming them for your actions. I'm sorry, but you made me feel this way. You said that. No, that's not how you apologize. I apologize for making you feel a certain way. In the moment, I just had a misunderstanding. I could have had a misunderstanding of what you were saying to me, and I took it in a whole different direction, and I want to apologize to you for that. So simple. So simple. But because of pride, it seems so hard. So that is it for those that have been struggling to apologize. It's okay. You may not feel like, you may have never been in a position of where you feel this vulnerable before, but it's going to work out for your good. Okay? If you want a healthy marriage, you want to be married God's way, baby, you're going to have to humble yourself. Okay? Those in the world, they can go days without talking and speaking because one won't apologize. But these kingdom or God-ordained marriages, it's going to be healthy communication. It's going to be love, kingdom love. It's going to be some days, disagreements, but it's all in your emotional maturity and your communication style and being able to apologize on both ends, not just you, but this video is for those that are struggling with it. And so I just wanted to share with you what it does for your relationship when you apologize. Okay? So you can view all things Sacred Silhouette in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Please share this with someone that you think it may bless. Until next time, bye.